Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Marjory Wildcraft with the Grow Network, and I'm doing my series of podcasts on CEOs who grow their own food. A lot of people think that growing food is just something that migrant workers do, and I want to show you that there are a lot of we've been interviewing some incredibly high-powered people, high-tech people running large organizations with thousands of employees. And today we have another really interesting guest, and she actually has her own gardening company, which you can hear about, and I think it's awesome. Today I have with me Donna Letier, who is the founder of Gardenuity. And, so you would think somebody with a gardening business would be growing their own food, and it's great to see that integrity there. But welcome to the call, Donna.
Thank you, and Marjorie, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, first of all, why don't you tell us what your company does, how long ago you started it, and how many people you have on your team?
Okay, I'd love to, and thank you again for having me. We make Gardenuity is really about making growing your own vegetables and herbs easy, accessible, and successful wherever you live. And I think we are bridging that gap because people have forgotten generationally how to garden. And we take the fear out. We've created a system by combining technology with horticultural sciences to make the whole experience easy. And it can work anywhere you are. And we give them that safety net. You know, we beta tested, my business partner and I beta tested various concepts around the idea of Gardenuity. But what you see today that Gardenuity is about 2 years old. And we have shipped to 48 states, and we've got 14 people on our team, which is really exciting.
That's pretty amazing. And I love it. So if I could say it slightly differently, you build these really cool beginner kits for people to get started with little small gardens, and you have it totally step by step with even like the live plants or the seeds or everything you need. So it's a really great product. Donna, how long have you been growing your own food?
I've been growing my own food for about 5 years. And of course, Gardenuity is about container gardening. But it's what we're doing is we are customizing, not only we're matching plants to people with our patented technology of our Gardenuity Match, but we also match the plants to their nutritional needs. We have somebody on our team who puts nutritional plans together for every single collection. So each thing, each kit is a little bit different based on the season where it's going, where it's growing, the time of year, all those kind of things. So once we got this down, I've been trying growing really for about 5 years, vegetables and herbs, and have just fallen in love with it.
Yeah. And what are you growing? What's your favorite thing?
Oh my gosh, my patio is covered. I've got I have 22 grow bags. So I've grown everything from cantaloupe to corn on the cob. Right now, my favorite thing always changes by season, but I have to say overall, my 3 favorite things are jalapenos, beets, and now watermelon, sweet babies. It's just so gratifying and thrilling.
Yeah, great. And so the systems you're using primarily, you're great. That's great. Container gardening is an awesome way to go. And I always get people who are saying, what can I do, Marjorie? I don't have a yard. And I'm like, well, have you got a patio or a rooftop or a balcony or a fire escape or even just a sunny window?
That's right.
Stuff it in there. Yeah. So you're container gardening. I love those grow bags too. Those are a great way to go.
Well, they are, and we love that it gets people outside. It lets them connect. So I love everything about it.
How much time do you spend each day working on growing your own food?
Me, probably about 20 to 30 minutes a day. I'm a morning person. I get up by 4 every day. And as the sun's coming up, I'm outside having me time. I've already taken a run. And it's time for me to, that's when I water my garden and check on it and, say hello to each plant. But it's that time that I get to be distanced from all my digital devices. I get to be present And so 20 to 30 minutes a day is all it takes for me to water my plethora of grow bags on my patio. But that's me time, and I really appreciate that me time.
That is pretty much a universal that from all the interviews I've done with CEOs, they're like, I do not take my phone out there, and it's just me with the plants, and it's de-stress. It's like I'm just...
It is.
Yeah, and you're right, me time. That's a better way to maybe than saying de-stressing. Is just like...
Yeah, and it's not selfish. I mean,
No.
I think gardening sparks creativity and it gets you going, but it's those mindful moments that, to me, set the whole pace for the day.
Yeah. And I guess that would be pretty much like what the biggest benefit is other than the produce. Of course, the produce is amazing.
Yeah, it's
like
amazing,
right.
Right.
one way I get people to grow food is I just take them some of my homegrown tomatoes, and they're like, oh my God, I had no idea what I'd been missing all my life. I'm like, yeah, you are.
That's what it's really supposed to taste like.
Yeah, right. Well, what other benefits are you finding other than the deliciousness?
You know what? For me, as I said, it helps awaken me to the present moment in a way that those, you can engage all of your senses, kind of spark your creativity. I think that it grows gratitude. With every I grew that moment, your gratitude grows. And one of my favorite stories is a customer who said, okay, I got talked into doing this. I grew radishes, and they worked perfectly. I still don't like radishes, but now when I go into the store, I'm so appreciative of the farmers who make them available to everybody who does. And now she's moved on to growing other things. So we win. It unlocked her eyesight to all that farmers across globally are doing for everyone. And so the gratitude grows in a lot of different ways. But, I love what it does, certainly for the environment. It helps bring our nurturing instincts full circle, and it engages all of our senses.
Yeah, nice. What tips do you have to share for people? I'm sorry, I was going to riff a little bit on the radishes. I really recommend radishes as a first thing because they boom, within 4 weeks.
I know. That's why I did it to her.
And you know what I found, and this was a tip that a friend of mine told me years ago. He said, take the radishes and parboil them, and it takes a lot of the heat out where it just kind of turns into almost like not quite a potato, not quite a turnip, but it takes all the heat out, and they become just a nice side dish. You put put butter and garlic on everything. But yeah, radishes are so, you can really feel like especially with kids, you can just feel like you're a gardener pretty dang quick. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I roast them with ginger, and they're the best. I love radishes.
Oh, with ginger. I'm going to try that this afternoon. That sounds fab.
Yeah. Gosh, so good.
Donna, what tips do you have to share with people who are just getting started?
You know what? I always tell people, wherever you live and whatever experience you have, your entry point should be now. I encourage everyone to take it. Gardenuity is where well-being and growth kind of rise in tandem. And I tell people to invest in experiences over stuff and savor moments and little things. It's kind of a way to reset your reference point and to re-experience gardening with the reality that we all live in today.
Yeah.
Just do it, right?
Yeah, just go for it. And finally, what would you have to say to encourage other companies to do more backyard food production by the leaders and staff?
I think gardening helps leaders practice patience, nurturing, and perseverance. It provides you with that internal strength to cope with stress and anxiety. So I think if you can channel your experience through just doing, it will kind of open up your eyes to how you can better lead your team. I mean, I think that the garden provides a whole bunch of lessons if you open yourself up to really listen to them. And we're all so busy and our inbox is rarely empty. So I think to take those mindful moments, it will make you a better leader.
Thank you so much, Donna. And how can people reach out to you? What's your website so that we can? It's a great starter kit. I love that idea of matching plants for nutrition. This sounds amazing. How do people get in touch with you?
Gardenuity.com, and Gardenuity, it means ingenuity in the garden. So it's Gardenuity.com.
Gardenuity.com. That's a great domain name. Donna, thank you so much for your time. And this is Marjory Wildcraft with the Grow Network, and we're the premier community of people who are growing our own food and making our own medicine. So come join us on another podcast.
The Grow Network is a movement of people who are stopping the destruction of the earth via homegrown food.